Hi friends, welcome to another video on Tutorials Point with me Richa. And today in this aviation module, we are going to cover a very important part, and that is understanding the different types of aircrafts and cabin crew training. Well friends, I'm sure you must have wondered at some point or the other that why are there so many different kinds of aircrafts? Some are small, some are big, some are humongous. Some have a single aisle, some have a double aisle, some have one engine, some have twin engine. Well, the reason being that different aircrafts serve a different purpose altogether. And today in this module, we will understand the different kinds of aircrafts. Let's get started. The agenda today is to understand the different types of aircrafts, the mandatory trainings that every cabin crew member has to undergo. We will also talk about the flight attendant manual and the operation manual, minimum crew requirement, and the role function of each and every cabin crew member. So friends, let's have a quick overview of what are the different kinds of aircrafts. Well, here on the images you can see a single engine which has just one engine in the aircraft. There is a twin engine, which means that there are two engines, and that is for a particular purpose why twin engines are there. A sports plane, which looks really nice and funky, is for one purpose only, and that is for fun. These sports planes do not fly very high, and they also do not go very long distance. So they are for very short distance and they fly very, very low. We have turboprops, which have propeller kind of a engine, not a jet engine but a propeller engine. A business jet, which is a jet engine plane. A business jet is mostly used for business purposes only, and they only accommodate VIPs and VVIPs. Well, the airline for personal use as well as the training can be high wing or low wing. Now, some of the aircrafts have high wing, which is above the way it has to be, and a low wing, which is on a lower platform. So it can be a high wing or a low wing depending on where the wing is attached to the body of the airplane. If it is attached towards the higher side, it is a high wing airplane. If it is attached towards the lower part of the fuselage of the aircraft, it is a low wing airplane. Well, a sports plane can have a high wing as well as a low wing. It is also known as a biplane because it has two wings. One is positioned at a higher place and one is positioned at a lower place. Now, this particular aircraft that you see right here has a third wheel which is at the behind, or rather below the tail of the aircraft. This has a third wheel in the back which is called a tail dragger. The reason being, when the aircraft lands, this particular wheels help in dragging the aircraft for a certain distance of time. There are certain aircrafts which are known as retractables. Now, what are retractables? Let's see that. Retractables fly faster than the fixed gear airplanes, tucking the wheel inside between the takeoff and landing. Most of the time when the aircraft takes off, after takeoff the wings go in, or rather the wheels of the aircraft go inside the aircraft. But in retractables, this does not happen. What is a float plane? A float plane is simply also known as a seaplane because it can land into water. And that is the purpose of it, that it lands into water. So these land on water using pontoons or floats. Some also have wheels so that they can also land on runways. So they have a dual purpose. Float planes can land on the sea as well as on the land. Let's understand about seaplanes. Now, what are seaplanes? Again, similar to float planes. They put the fuselage in the water, and with retractable wheels, amphibians also can use runways. So seaplanes and float planes are rather having the similar quality of landing into the water when they have the need to land into water, and they can land onto the land also on a runway. Let's see what are twin engines. Now, twin engine, the purpose is they have to go a longer distance. So it's important not to have only one engine but a dual engine so that it can take the aircraft for a longer distance. This is a twin engine airplane or a twin because it has two engines and two propellers. Friends, whenever there are two engines in an aircraft, there has to be two propellers, and that goes together. What is a turboprop? Well, a turboprop propeller is powered by a turbine or a jet engine. Smaller airplanes like cars use a piston engine. So that is the purpose why we have turboprops. So well friends, about turboprop, they are fast business airplanes, but they can still use smaller or even rougher runways. Coming to business jet, some of the business jets that are flying nowadays are even faster, or many times even they fly higher than a regular airline. So that's a little brief about business aircrafts. Well friends, aircrafts are of two types. One is a narrow body aircraft and one is a wide body aircraft. Now let's understand the difference between these two. A narrow body jet aircraft has a diameter of 3 to 4 meters only. It has a single aisle and the seating arrangement is done in such a way that there are 4 or 6 seats. The largest narrow body aircraft can carry a maximum of 280 passengers. Some examples of a narrow body jet are Boeing 727, Boeing 737, Boeing 757 and Airbus A320. Let's take a look at the wide body aircraft. So in the wide body jets, we have a larger airline with a fuselage diameter of about 6 meters. So while the narrow one had only 3 to 4 meters, the wider body has about 6 meters and it is always a twin aisle, can accommodate from 200 to 600 passengers. Let's take a look at the examples of wide body. We have Boeing 747, Boeing 767, Boeing 777 and Airbus A380. So that's a little brief about narrow and wide body aircraft. The configuration of the seating arrangement is done in a particular manner. The way seating is arranged within the aircraft, example 3 seats, 4 seats and 3 seats, or it can be just 3 by 3, that is 3 seats on the left side and 3 seats on the right side of the aircraft. Normally a narrow body jet with one aisle has 2 seats per row, that is 3 and 3, left 3 side and the right side also has 3 seats. Now this is commonly seen. Wide body jet has 2 aisles. Normally it comes with 3, 4, 3, that is 3 seats on the left, 4 seats in the middle and 3 seats towards the right side of the aircraft.